Welcome to another episode of BWT. Today, we will be talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers offseason plans. I hope everybody is having a great offseason. Um, this baseball, it's starting. It's starting a little bit. A couple people are signing, but no big names so far in the market. So I'm gonna give you a big splash today, where I think one of the big names is landing. And yes, they will be going to the Dodgers. Make sure you stay tuned. Um, the Dodgers finished 162 on the season, first in the NL West, I believe second in the National League, behind the Braves. And they were one of three or four teams with 100 wins this season. They had their first round bye in the playoffs, and then they ended up getting eliminated in the NLDS by their rivals in the division, the Diamondbacks. They actually got swept. There was no competition. It felt like the Dodgers offense was non-existent. Their pitching just did not get the job done at all. They were completely off from the start of game one all the way to the end of game three. Some key notes for this season for the Dodgers: Mookie Betts won his sixth Silver Slugger. James Outman had a great rookie year, being able to replace Cody Bellinger out in the outfield. I believe his stats, 1 second. He finished the season with a 248 average, 23 home runs, and 70 RBIs with 16 stolen bases. That is not terrible, seeing how the winner of the Rookie of the Year was Corbin Carroll. He finished 285, 25 home runs, and 76 RBIs. The only big difference was the stolen bases. So they definitely have their future in line with this kid, James Outman. And Mookie and Freddie Freeman finished in the top three for MVP voting this year in the National League. Of course, they didn't win it because Acuna had the incredible season that he had. Um, and they've got tons of free agents, right? They finished the season not how they intended, right? They wanted to make a big time run in the postseason to be able to win another championship. The last time that they were able to win a World Series was in the 2020 COVID year. A lot of people say that it really didn't count or whatever. I mean, I don't think it did. But they are champs. So everybody had the same opportunity that they had. So you can't really take it away from them, but they only played a third of the season. That's why it's kind of got that asterisk on it. But nonetheless, they won it, and they haven't been able to get back to the World Series ever since. They saw their World Series MVP during the 2020 World Series go to another team, Corey Seager, and win his second World Series MVP and his second World Series, before they even got there again. So they are definitely regretting letting him go. I know I would. Let's get into their free agents. They got Jason Hayward, who hit 269 with 15 home runs and 40 RBIs. They actually were able to re-sign him already. This is one of the names that already is off the market. Again, not a big name, but definitely a key veteran to have in your dugout. Um, and he will produce out in right field when they have Mookie going to have to play the infield at times because they had tons of injuries this season. Um, Now they got Lance Lynn. He went 13 and 11 with a 5.73 ERA and 183.2 innings pitched and 191 strikeouts. He actually got signed by the Cardinals. Um, so the Cardinals got themselves an okay pitcher, right? He led the league in home runs allowed this season. So it was kind of a good thing that they let him go because he in that game against the Diamondbacks, I believe it was game two when they went back to back to back on him. Um, Back to back to back home runs, for all you weirdos out there. Um, and it's funny because one of them went foul, right? Like barely foul. It went to review. And then when they came back, he threw one pitch, and then that pitch was sent over the fence. So, yeah, he just lets up the long ball. Um, Not ideal. All right. And then you got Clayton Kershaw. He went 13 and 5, 2.46 ERA, 131 innings pitched, and 137 strikeouts. Again, an injury-ridden season for him. It's the same thing every year. He's getting surgery and won't be back until midsummer next year. So that's something to keep in mind for them when they're going out in the market. Julio Urias, he went 11 and 8 with a 4.6 ERA and 117 innings pitched and 117 strikeouts. He's currently under investigation um, by the MLB. He's on administrative leave for his off-field issues. We won't get into that. So I don't see him playing um, this upcoming season. And then they have JD Martinez going off into the market. He batted 271 with 33 home runs and 103 RBIs. He was able to resurrect his career kind of his second year in Boston. He didn't do too well after his first year where he just tore it up. And the Dodgers have this thing where they take guys who didn't have good years and then they go out there and they just flourish out there. I don't know if it's the sun or all those celebrities going out to the games, the good weather. I don't know what it is, but they have this tendency of making players good again. Shout out to their coaching and their development in all levels. Um, you got Kike Hernandez going off into free agency. He batted 237 with 11 home runs and 61 RBIs. Another player who was terrible out in Boston this year. They acquired him at the trade deadline. He was able to turn it around, right? Offensively, the numbers don't wow you, but he had a lot of key moments in games, in big games. He had a couple walk-offs. His energy just completely changed when he went out to the West Coast again after his little stint here in Boston. Um, Joe Kelly, he went 2 and 5 with a 4.12 ERA, 39 innings pitched, and 60 strikeouts. He was injured this year. I see him coming back and being able to be the great relief pitcher that he is. Ahmed Rosario, 263 with 6 home runs and 58 RBIs. He was an acquisition at the trade deadline from the Cleveland Guardians. He was able to play second base for them throughout the second half of the year. Really benefited against left-handed pitching. David Peralta, he went He batted 259 with 7 home runs and 55 RBIs. Left fielder, kind of getting up there in age, but he can still get the job done. Cohen Wong, he batted 183 with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. Um, this dude, man, he's smooth. This dude, he's one of the smoothest infielders that I know. Um, you got Shelby Miller. He went 3-0 on the season with a 1.71 ERA, 42 innings pitched, and 42 strikeouts. Again, another injury in their rotation. Um, so that's just another thing that they got coming back next year. And you got Alex Reyes. He's 16-11, 2.86 ERA, 145 innings pitched, 177 strikeouts in his career. He did not pitch last year again because of an injury. So who knows what they're gonna do with him? But I expect them to give this kid another chance because he's a flamethrower. Um, Speaking of the injuries that they had for um, their starting rotation, they had Kershaw go down. They had Urias go down with his off field issues. They had Dustin May go down with soreness in his UCL, I believe. Walker Bueller missed the entire season, coming back from Tommy John. He was supposed to make an appearance in the postseason, but when he was throwing his bullpens, he didn't really feel 100%, so they just shut it down. So that's something that they have to look forward to in their rotation. And also, Bobby Miller, the rookie, he started off hot on top of the world, and then he just got into trouble with his command. So this offseason, I expect him to work on that and be able to come back next year and be better because you can't be throwing 103 miles per hour with stuff that is missing bats, and you're not even giving your team an opportunity to win those games because when you go out there, you are just walking people. Like walks never turn into anything good. Walks always turn into runs. Um, a good majority of the time, you can ask any pitchers out there. Um, so got to tone down on the walks, Bobby, to be able to be a good pitcher in the MLB. And I expect him to because again, I've been following this kid for quite some time. I played with him on MLB The Show. He's lights out on the show, and I think it's going to translate the into the real show, right? Um, their team needs are pitching, shortstop, and outfielder. For my predictions for what they do in free agency, I expect them to re-sign Kershaw, even though he's not going to come back until midsummer. It's just the right thing to do, right? He's been with them forever. He has so many wins. He's been the roller coaster throughout his postseason career, but regular season, one of the best. Um, they're going to re-sign Joe Kelly, right, to bring his attitude back into their dugout. He's known for striking out Correa, and it was after the whole cheating scandal. And he looks back at Correa after he was talking some trash. He looks at him and he just gives him the sad face like that. So I believe his attitude is needed in the dugout. He's one of the pitchers that just get you going. Um, as a position player, you wanna play defense behind this guy because you know that he's going to give it his all and he's not going to take anything from the opposing team. They're going to re-sign Shelby Miller. He had a good season from when he was able to pitch, but injuries, they happen. You can't control them. Hopefully, he can come back next year and play a whole lot better. Well, not play a whole lot better, but stay healthy and contribute to their rotation. Um, they're gonna re-sign Kike. He is the ultimate utility guy. Other than Mookie Betts, obviously. Kike can play short. He can play second. He can play any position in the outfield. He's got good speed, so that's a benefit for them. I also see them re-signing David Peralta. Just a good left-handed bat to have in the lineup. He can also play the outfield. And I think they're going to also re-sign Alex Reyes. Um, Electric stuff, electric. Uh, Miss an entire season. He's going to come back and be able to perform very well in their bullpen. And now for the free agents that I think they're going to sign this season. Pitcher Mike Clevenger. He's bounced around the last couple years. He's got his funky delivery. I believe that he will he'll go out in LA again, one of those guys that go out there and they just flourish because of the environment that they're in, and the coaching. So I think I think they signed Mike Clevenger. I also think they signed Tim Anderson, right, to fill that shortstop hole. He's a great hitter, right? He won the batting title in, I believe, 2021. Um, he can hit. This dude can hit, right? He's one of the smoothest fielders in the game. Uh, with Gavin Lux coming back, I believe they move Gavin Lux to second base and they fill the shortstop need with Tim Anderson. For those who didn't know, Gavin Lux tore his ACL in spring training last year while running the bases. So that was a freak accident. You hate to see stuff like that happen. But again, injuries, you can't really control them. Um, but I see him coming back after the rookie year that he had in 22, um, and being able to perform at a high level. Just move over to second base, and then Tim Anderson play shortstop for the Dodgers. I believe they also signed Jorge Soler, right? They are in need of a big power hitter, right? If you watched the last episode of BWT, I said that the Diamondbacks were going to sign JD Martinez. That means that there is an outfield spot available and a DH spot, but the DH spot might get filled by somebody else. The last guy and the biggest free agent signing of recent history is going to be Shohei Ohtani going to the Dodgers. I believe he signs for five 525 525 million, for a long-term deal. He doesn't have to move, right? He stays out in the West Coast. He's able to go to a team that has amazing talent, is a couple pieces away, right? He won't be able to pitch next year because he's going to be recovering from his second Tommy John. But after that, he'll be able to fill in the rotation when he gets healthy. And imagine a lineup with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. And their catcher, I forgot his name right now. Jason Hayward, Jorge Soler, James Outman, Gavin Lux, Max Muncy. Like that's a tough day for starting pitchers. Their ERA is gonna shoot up to the moon. But yeah, man, those are my predictions for the Dodgers offseason. Before you guys go, make sure you guys are liking this video. Make sure you share it with somebody that you know that might be a Dodgers fan. Make sure you share it with any baseball fan that you know. This offseason is going to start getting wild with trade rumors being thrown around. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the network so you don't miss a video. And I will be giving you all the latest news that is happening in the off season. And also make sure you guys are tuning in to the other shows. We've got RBO, Real Ballers Only, CTC, Carl Talking College, FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. You've got In the Red Corner, our boxing show. Make sure you guys go check them out. They've been putting out good content in the boxing world. You got the Joe Jordan show, you got Dave's Doghouse, and of course you got BWT and the main show, Refuse to Lose. We are giving you guys all the latest info, all the latest news on everything sports related. Make sure you guys are liking every video, subscribe to the network so you do not miss another video of ours. Until next time, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.